and vote. We want to meet and talk and learn and vote.
Oh, over there!
Hello, everyone. Thank you to Councillor Krog for helping us out with the power. We're so happy to see you all here today. Do you care about water? Okay. I can't hear you. Do you care about water? Okay. We are gathered here today as a unified voice. Our wish is that our elected city officials might hear our voice. Okay. Dear Grand Forks Mayor and Councillors, we know we can't make you do anything, but we sure hope that you will keep an open mind and an open heart to hear us today and consider what we are presenting to you. Do we want to say about what goes into our homes? Okay. Do we want town hall meetings to discuss the pros and cons of water meters? Do we have concerns and unanswered questions about water meters? Please see some of our concerns on the cards, up there where the snow and rocks and trees are. Do we want to discuss and learn more? Do we want a chance to have a referendum like other communities have? Okay. Dear Mayor and Councillors, you may be wondering what's to gain from having town hall meetings and a referendum. Well, town hall meetings would be an opportunity for residents to learn more about how we get our water and about how we can protect our water, to learn more about conservation and also about our city's needs, and to explore together how we might meet our city's needs. Town hall meetings would create an opportunity for residents to discuss things with each other and to connect with each other. This could lead to greater community spirit and civic involvement. We would also have a more educated community and a more empowered community. On the other hand, if water meters were forced into people's homes, this could lead to a discouraged public, to more cynicism about the government, and perhaps even to rebellion. Does anyone want to be forced? Do you remember when you were a child and you were forced to do something you didn't want to do? Did you like that feeling? Did you feel like cooperating after that? Did it improve your relations with the people and structures who forced you? Dear Mayor and Councillors, are you sure you want to force water meters on everyone when over 500 people have signed a petition letting you know that they want choice? On March 12th, at the Grand Forks Community Engagement Conversation planned for the Omega restaurant, you plan to ask the question, how can we get everyone engaged in the municipal election this fall? Wouldn't having a town hall meetings and a referendum be a wonderful way to get everyone engaged in the municipal election this fall? Might the people be more ready to accept the results of a referendum because they had an opportunity to have their say?
Sweet spot, eh?
Again, we're not into forcing. Please give us our vote. Well, everybody, I've got a song for you. It's called Please Give Us Our Vote. I'm going to need a little bit of help from you, though. So when I gesture to you like this, I'd like to ask you to sing something. We want to vote. Okay, let's practice. 1, 2, 3. We want to vote. Okay?
1, 2, 3.
We want to vote.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Please don't force this. Don't force water meters. These are our homes. This is our money. Water means survival. Water is important. Please give us our vote. Woohoo! So our intention today is to get together. We have more copies of the petition if you haven't signed it already, and you want a chance to have a vote and you want the council to know about your wish. There's handouts about what you can do to support a vote. Also, we're collecting contact information so we can work together. If you leave an email or a phone number, and we can see what we can do. And Monday's council meetings at the old Canpar building are at 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. to get involved. You can talk with your neighbors. You can have fun joining. We can have fun joining in this effort together. This is an exercise in citizenship. We have the right and the responsibility to look out for ourselves and the community. Okay. And at this point, is there anything else that someone else would like to share regarding this? This is your chance. Is there anyone else who would like to share with the public? Julia? Okay, Julia's here today. Her voice is a little affected, but thank you, Julia.
Hi there. It's unfortunate that I've lost my voice at a time like this, but thank God for microphones. I'd just like to be up here to support all of you and Donna in what she said. Thank you for coming out today. I know it's hard to get away from work, but look at the weather that we've been blessed with. The sun is shining on us, and I was reading through Neil Krog's article in the paper this week, and I am impressed to see him out here. It takes a lot of courage to come out and face people that don't agree with what you're saying. He was talking about misinformation that's being spread, and I can understand what he was saying. All of us got that information from the council meeting that we went to, that Frank Trevieri wrote about. And at the time, I think that's what we all believed. And we also received a handout in our electrical bills saying that water meters would be installed in 2015. And again, that's what we all believed at the time when we heard that. Council has since corrected the information that they have given us. And I'm sure we can forgive them for their mistakes that they have made in the information that they have shared. And I know it's difficult. I mean, this isn't our chosen way of wanting to communicate. We want to sit down with council and have discussions so that this misinformation isn't going around, so that we can have clear communication and be educated in this. And there's also another idea that is going on in other communities where they have water meters by choice, where those people that do want water meters, I mean, we've talked to a couple of them, few, very small few. And if those people want water meters in their houses, absolutely, that's their choice. Let them have them. And those of us that don't want water meters in our houses, don't make us have them. Communities are doing that by choice and not by force, and they are eligible for these government grants. We have looked at a letter from Coralie Oakes from the provincial government, and in that letter she specifically states that councils do not need to install water meters to get government grants for infrastructure. And we'll show that letter at the next council meeting. So if council is just concerned about getting grants from the government to fix infrastructure, they can do it by voluntary water meters. It's been done in other communities. And I think that would all make us feel a lot more assured about it. And then come November, maybe they'll get re-elected. I'm sure a lot of you out there have things to say, and I know public speaking is about as terrifying as death to most people. So if anybody else would like to come up here and speak. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say to Neil Krog. He was asking us to run in the next election. And I've never had a desire for politics, and I've never had a desire for public speaking, especially with a voice like this. I never thought I'd stand up here and do something like this. But I do plan on running in the next election, and I do plan on studying until that point. I'm going to read the community charter and I'm going to educate myself. And I think with a willing heart and honest intentions can do a lot for this city. Thanks.
Amen.
Yeah, you probably don't want to hear from me, but anyway, I'm going to say what I've got to say. I was on council before, and I told them then that they should run the city like a business, and the benefit of it is they don't have to make a profit. Just break even out there. Don't go spending money you haven't got. As far as this water meter thing is concerned, I think it's absolutely, totally ridiculous. It's going to cost us very, very lot of money, way over $1 million, and then you've got to upkeep it. You have to have somebody read the meters. You've got to do all this stuff all the time. And the people that are using too much water right now, it isn't going to matter to them because they got too much money anyway, so they just use the water. And 90% of the people, at least 80% of the people, don't overuse the water. They're using what they need, and that is all. And the water meters are not going to make that change. So thank you very much. I'll be running for council this fall, I think. Maybe I can knock some heads off, but thank you. She wanted to know my name. I forgot it. It's Bob Smith. Thank you.
I also had something I was thinking about last night with the pumps that we have in town. Apparently they're pumping at maximum capacity, which isn't good for their long life, that we need to cut back to about 70%, I think it was, of the pumps' capacities. And I can see that in July, August, September, those pumps probably are pumping at full capacity to work our sprinklers and such. But at this time of year, and for the other 9 months out of the year, I'm wondering, are they having to pump at full capacity when we're not sprinkling our lawns and when we're not using it for outside reasons? I'm just wondering.
Is there anyone else who would like to share something? Just so you know, we'll do this, and then we've got some signs. You could pick up a sign that appeals to you if it represents what's inside of you. But first I want to check. Oh, we've got someone else coming to speak.
First of all, we're involved with principle. As a society, we provide health care for that need. As a society, we provide schools for the need. Now we can go and have everything paid for you. You need to go to the hospital, you pay. The people who have children have to go to school, you pay. And the choice is which kind of society do we want.
My name's Hamilton, James Hamilton. I'm a resident here. I brought this up at the last council meeting when we were supposed to be giving input. One of the things that was said was that I asked the question, I said, could anything happen here that would make anyone change their mind about having water meters in 2015 instead of 2014? And the answer was given to me in doublespeak, political doublespeak, for about 5 minutes, and nobody seemed to notice. The answer was no. We have made up our minds. We are not going to change. We're putting on this show to make you think that we're listening to you. And they weren't listening. And I want to say very clearly, there was a motion given by Councillor Wirashagan, I think his name is. And as he gave that motion that we put this off, Council put this off for a short time. I mean, why not next year. What would be the big deal? Why the rush? Anyway, he said, put it off for a short time so that the people would understand. And the whole gallery erupted in a great applause. And as they erupted, the mayor said, do we have a seconder? Quite quietly. And the eruption of cheers went on and on and on. And as the eruption died down, the mayor said again, do we have a seconder? We have no seconder. There was no time. That's a point of order. There was no time. I don't know if Councillor Krog would have thought this through, or if Miss Sher would have thought it through and said, yeah, I'll vote, but they didn't get a chance. Now, if they'd had a chance, I would have said that was fine. However, it bothered me that this was pushed through without a chance for the people to know what's going on or to speak. A referendum? What's the scare about a referendum? I'm all for conserving water. I'm all for stopping people watering all day, watering all night. That should stop. And I could say a couple of other things. There's all kinds of municipal laws coming through that need to be curtailed. There's a law went through in 2004 saying if anyone complained anonymously about somebody using a wood stove and having smoke coming out, they can complain anonymously and then the council can shut that person down. That's one example. But if it's anonymous, how do we know who spoke? Surely there should be a situation where if somebody wants to speak to a neighbour, they speak to the neighbour and ask the neighbour. First, give reference to that, then report to council. Because this other situation is basically leaning towards Agenda 21, which is international socialism. The Nazis are coming back. Socialism. And one of the things they want to do is control the water, control the food, control everything, the heating. And this is the thin edge of the wedge. This is something I said, I wrote in the newspaper about it. I don't know how many people checked it out. We've got to stop this apathy and ask the council to cooperate. I want to bring up another point. The council are civil servants. They are servants of the people. It is not their job to force something through. It's their job to let everybody know what's going on without doublespeak, without using the Agenda 21 words, sustainable development, which is coming down from the United Nations, and it's saying that we're going to do away with all private ownership of buildings, like your house. We're going to make sure all water is contained. We're going to make sure that no one can irrigate privately. No one can irrigate privately. That is one of the rules from the Agenda 21, and it's coming down to the municipalities in our city. And this is another one, sustainable development. It's unsustainable, they say, so therefore we're going to do away with it. That's also the same people that want to reduce the world's population to 500 million. This is the thin edge of the wedge. In any case, maybe they're right about water meters. But let's put it off till 2015, give the people a chance to really see what's going on, and after the election, everybody should be happy. That's all I have to say.
The other thing I'm curious about is why something like water meters has been in council since 1999. Is that the previous councils in this town realized that it wasn't a good idea and it didn't go through? I mean, they've had 15 years to do it. Why has it taken this long to come about? I also would have liked to have seen a correction in my latest electrical bill stating that they are being installed in 2014. It wouldn't have been hard to just stick it in with the electrical bill to apologize for the mistake, or stick it in the newspaper, a retraction notice. I'm also looking at what's going on worldwide like Jim is, and I see there's a massive drought right now in California where most of our food comes from. And I look at the beautiful valley that we live in with fertile soil and plenty of water and think, Maybe we have a responsibility to our neighbors to be growing a large garden this summer so that we can share it come winter time. With the trends that are going on in the world today, this climate change that they're talking about, they're proposing droughts in all levels of government. In the BC Water Act that's coming out this year, they're making provision for drought. Are we able in this community to sustain ourselves if need be? I think if we have free access to water and we all know how to grow here, I think we might have a chance. But I think it's important in the upcoming years. This isn't 1980 anymore. We're living in different times now with different troubles. 1984. Yeah, so I'd just like to see that we continue to grow in this valley and that we become sustainable. We've got a flour mill down the road here. If we grew some grain for it, we could supply flour to this town. And flour is expensive. If you want to buy decent bread right now, like good bread, it's expensive. So let's start taking care of ourselves, start taking care of our neighbors like people used to do, even the neighbors we don't get along with. If their water's running, maybe we can ask them, hey, are you having a hard time? Do you forget to shut your water off? You get so busy, you run out, forget to shut. Do you mind if I just come in and shut it off for you? If you've left it on for the day? I mean, I know I have sometimes. I've got 2 kids, I'm running out, and I think, I've got the sprinklers on. But my neighbors know they can come into my yard and shut it off if they want to. I don't want to waste water, I just forget sometimes. We all do. Let's help each other out.
The last time both highways on either side of town were shut down and the food trucks couldn't come into Grand Forks to deliver food to our grocery stores, it was shocking how quickly the stores empty of produce. So you might want to think about that when you think about how important water is for growing your gardens. Food security for the city is incredibly important. We're pretty reliant right now on produce grown from Mexico and other places. And I, for one, think it's really important to grow it here. And if right now they're saying that if you grow a garden, rebates will be available to you. But will those rebates always be available in the future? There's no guarantee. And at this point, we don't know what those rebates will be, how much they will be, whether it will be worth it to grow a garden or not. There's been no guarantee. At the February 24 meeting, some of the councillors seemed to take exception to some comments made with regard to supporting the water meter petition. Everybody has their right to their opinion on why they wish to sign the petition. We do not need council's permission for the wording that goes into the petition. The purpose of the petition is to let council know we want to be heard, we want a say in whether or not water meters are installed and how they are installed.
I have something to say about the water meters. Why do we have to put in the water meters when the Rotary just announced they want to put a park in where they sprinkle all the water out in the summertime and then it's get lost? So why should we pay for our water and they just waste it?
I've got a little story I'd like to tell you, and I hope you'll bear with me. This politician died, and he went to the pearly gates. And St. Peter met him and said, "Today's your lucky day. We're going to give you a choice. You can either go to heaven or go to hell." Well, this politician said, "Well, I'll go to heaven, of course." St. Peter said, No, not that fast. First you have to experience a day in heaven, and then a day in hell, and then you make your choice. So the first day is in heaven. So this politician's wandering around and sees all these people or souls in heaven with their hands clasped together, very serene, floating around in the clouds. And at the end of the day, he goes to St. Peter and says, "Well, I'd like to go to heaven." And St. Peter says, No, you have to experience a day in hell first, and then you make your choice. So the next day, this politician is in hell. And he's wandering around and he sees all his old buddies there, slapping each other in the back, chasing women, drinking, fornicating, doing whatever politicians like to do when they're not being seen. And so at the end of the day, he goes back to St. Peter. And he says, I made my decision. I'm going to hell. So down he goes, and he gets to hell, and he gets there, and there's whips, there's brimstone, there's fire. People are being whipped in muck up to their necks. And the devil comes around, and this politician says to the devil, oh, what happened? Yesterday it was so much fun here. And the devil said, yesterday we were campaigning. Today you voted. I'm afraid that that's what our local politicians are doing to us. Thank you.
I would be remiss if I didn't speak for my neighbor today. He asked me to say something when I was down here and I almost forgot. He's on a pension and he said, you make sure you bring up about pensioners. We're on a fixed income and I can't have my water rates going up. And what do they think? My pension doesn't go up. I can't have my water rates go up. So you tell them that when you're down there, Jules. That's for John Fletcher.
So the next thing we'd like to do is have a little parade. Our plan is to pick a sign if there's one that appeals to you, and we're going to have a little chant, and we're going to go along the highway to 2nd Street and then turn right and come back on Market. Okay, and in the spirit of what we're gathered here for today, actually, before we start this, I just wanted, if there's new arrivals, to let them know that we've still have the petition here to sign, and anyone here who wants to promote having a choice of what goes into our home as far as water meters goes, and they want to communicate with us, they can leave an email or a phone number. So for our parade, we're going to chant, we want to meet and talk and learn and vote. We want to meet and talk and learn and vote. Okay? So please grab a sign and we can get going. Thank you.
There you go. Concerned citizens about the water meter program for residences. There's obviously a lot of emotional content going on here. You should really check things out. When they say things like there was no time given for anybody to consider whether they wanted to vote or second the motion, well, you can watch that on GFTV. On the web, you can check that out. You can actually find out how much time was given, how much discussion there was. When they bring in things like Agenda 21, that's up to you to find out whether that's something real or a paranoid fantasy. But is that the issue? No, the issue here is residential water meters. Whether or not I agree with the program, I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that this is participative democracy. And that's a good thing. Hopefully this will come out with maybe some more informed public. That's you, the public. Pay attention. Get out. Hopefully you were here. Whether or not you agree. That's not the point. The point is that we have citizens getting involved in civic government, local municipal government decisions, trying to have their input heard. That's the real important thing here. Some of these things I may not agree with. Like I said, find out for yourself. How else will you be informed? And look for more than one source, especially when you go and look at Agenda 21. That's it. I'm going to show you the parade when it happens, and hopefully I put all this on the web, and hopefully we'll see you down at City Council. Come out and vote in November. I'm Les for GFTV, Gyro Park. John Semenoff, you organized this event today. How do you feel it went?
Okay. I think it's great that people who weren't working, and there was a few that came off work that came to join us today. It's great to have people very aware of how important water is to them, and I'm glad that they care. It was nice to give some people a chance to talk about things and to spread awareness with our parade. I think like what I'm noticing right now is people are continuing to talk. When we've been to council meetings, we've been basically told we couldn't keep talking. We still want to have town hall meetings because people have not felt that they had enough of a discussion about something that's so important that goes into everyone's home. And people don't want to be forced. I don't think any human wants to have something forced into their home. And they want to have discussions about this, and they want to learn more and have a vote. And people feel very strongly committed to this, so we'll see where we go from here. But I feel good that there was an opportunity for some sharing, and I know that people's hearts are in the right place. It's because they care. They care about water, they care about each other, they care about the community, and there's even health issues. One of the people who came, who took a little time off work, was informing me of other material about more recent research into RF emissions and the risks that they potentially pose. So I think it was worthwhile. Yeah. Thank you, Les.
Thank you, Donna.
Yeah.